All right. Good morning, everybody it's sunny out here in California. Welcome to the show today. It's been a couple weeks, but glad you can all make it. I am from home base today, not at my office at work. There's an event going on in our offices, so I thought I'd set up at home. So we'll see how it goes today. Good morning, Sal. Good morning, Michael. How you fellas doing?
Good morning. I'm doing good.
Morning.
Good
Well,
morning. Yeah. All right. So we got a jam-packed show today. We got a special video coming up in just a bit from our friend Mars Avenue South, also known as Alien. Super cool video from SFO Runway 1 Right back in 1990. And then after that, our good friend Mr. MJ Scanlon will be with us, sharing some of his incredible photography. And then we'll do a little flight tracking after. So how does that sound?
all right.
All right. And say good morning to our newest mod, Miss Nancy L., our newest member of the team and a new moderator, and Lady Cat. She will be here in just a bit. We'll say good morning to some of our friends in the chat. Good morning, Maria Lane, all the way from Europe. Mr. Brian SFO, Mr. Lineup and Wait, Cat's Meow, good morning. The one and only Kevin R. I just had to do that. And let's see. Papa Kilo. Hello. Glad you could join us. Debbie Costa's here. Good morning, good afternoon, Debbie. I'm just saying whatever Sal says because it sounds good. And I'm sure we'll have more friends coming in here in just a bit. We really didn't have any news today, but we will share one thing I was just talking with the guys about earlier. And the Boeing MAX program is on hold again. All I could do is laugh. Oh, I don't know. What do you
right
think?
now?
What?
I just found that right now.
Yeah, I just told you guys. I mean, I didn't have any news planned for the show, but I thought I'm going to bring this one up because, we always have to have our segment where we just rag on Boeing. So, but yeah, it's just, I just shake my head at this point.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So there's our guest right there, Mr. MJ Scanlon. He'll be joining us in just a bit. And I thought I saw Mr. Marco Celli somewhere. Oh, there he is. There we go. Good morning. Glad you could be with us. And I hope we're all coming in loud and clear. Like I said, I'm from home base this morning, so little different setup here. All right. Hey, we've got a special treat. As I mentioned earlier, we've got this video. It's from 1990 at SFO, filmed right next to One Right, a spot that Sal knows very well lately. This is from our friend, Mr. Mars Avenue South. And you're going to see a bunch of great classic stuff. So we're going to go ahead and roll this video. And the three of us, we're going to give some commentary while we watch this video. It's going to be about 10 minutes, so hang with us. I think you all will really enjoy this. So let's go. All right, check this out, man. United DC-10. Check this out. That is cool.
That's the only United I like, the old ones.
That's the livery. Yeah, that's the livery.
Yeah, I like that livery. And the battleship.
They should bring it back.
Oh, 757.
Dude, that 757 looks pretty cool now.
Hey, is that before the wind blast fence thing? Isn't that? Yeah, that's the spot, right? Where they turn?
Yeah.
Well, there's no double fencing, right?
And there's no trees.
Wow.
Yep. And if when he brings the camera back around, you'll see the old TWA hangar that's no longer there.
Oh, I missed it. TWA.
What?
Oh, you'll see it. You'll see it again. Yeah, it's super cool.
So Mars Avenue has a channel, right?
Yes, it's right there on the bottom of the screen.
Wow.
Awesome.
Okay.
So I would highly suggest that you all go subscribe, watch and like his videos.
Yes.
There's the old TWA hangar right there.
Oh, what is that now? Americanism? I mean, United probably.
What?
Sal, what's that hangar now where the TWA?
Nothing. It's gone.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh.
It's gone. I think, and they built the hotel pretty close to that.
Oh, hotel. Okay.
Look,
Look at
American.
that Silver American. Oh, man.
Yep, Silver American.
Oh.
Dude, back in the day, you were able to get super close
Oh
to
man,
the,
look at that. He's
Yeah,
like 50 meters away.
yeah, he was really close. Back then, you could get really close.
Yeah, Kevin's the Hyatt is there, I think.
Yeah, a little beyond that, but for almost pretty close to that spot is where the Hyatt's at now.
It's the DC-10 here.
DC-10, yep.
I think I flew on one of those when I was like a very little kid. Actually, probably one of these Uniteds, most likely. It's super loud. We're in the back, and the engine was just really loud.
I that's my favorite United livery of all time.
This is beautiful. I like the orange.
I wish they'd do a retro.
Yeah, they
that
should.
livery.
They should do this one, like
Yes.
this.
I really wish they would. Yeah.
I like the font too. Actually, the font is very simple. Also,
That would look good on one of their 777s.
Wow.
No,
747 400.
No
Holy-
way.
no, it's a 200.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's a 200. Wow, you're
It's a
right.
200, yeah.
Yeah, it's very short.
Wow.
It has the upper deck's not as long as the 400 or the Dash 8i.
It's really short.
Well,
Yeah.
the length of the plane itself is almost the same, but it's just the upper deck's not as long.
Oh, okay. Less was it? It's business class up there. Always for some reason.
But yeah, they would launch these things off of one right, if they weren't too heavy. So
First class always in the nose for the 747s.
there's an old Southwest in the
Southwest.
mustard.
I missed those.
You got an ATA L1011 back there.
Oh man.
American 767 looks like a 300.
Honestly, this quality is
Uh-huh.
not bad for 1990.
The MJ says that DC-10 became FedEx N368 FE.
Wow.
See if I can put that up on the screen. No.
Hey, look at that.
We have a bit of a race there.
A little bit, yeah.
Reminds me
Races
of
even
Sal.
back today.
The
Yeah.
one good thing about now is that big bush and tree is gone.
I love the metallic Americans, man. I miss those big time. Those are
But
just
they're-
they
yeah.
blind you. It was great. You're like, oh my eyes. The sun.
But there wasn't much of a fencing there.
Yeah, that's LAX was like that too, right? There's barely any things. All airports.
Yeah, I do miss
I
the
really love the
aluminum,
tail, the tail, the AA. It's great.
Yeah, I don't like their current
Hey,
livery.
there's a Continental.
Oh, no, this is great. This is my favorite. Oh, Continental, yeah.
I spot Continental back there.
Yep, which is now United, of course.
Now United with the same livery.
Yep, they took the globe on the rudder.
It's amazing there's no trees there, like, at all.
Wow.
Wow, he's really going to the end of the runway there.
Yeah, it took up a lot of runway there.
Oh, jeez.
Little EMB, is that a Brazilian 120? I think.
My favorite one that
I used to hate those planes. I just hated seeing them all together.
I don't fly that in a thunderstorm, people. I did, and it was the scariest thing in the world.
But once they got rid of those, they started replacing them with the CRJs and even with the E175, which I think are a lot better. And so.
Continental's the same font as United, huh? Like,
Well, yeah, because United bought them out. And
yeah, no, they kept the font though, and just like replaced it saying United. So
it becomes a
Oh, Queen.
oh,
clean landing on one of the 28.
can't tell what airline. But
Look, you can tell it's a 200, definitely.
yeah, it's short. Dark tail, so
It's got the shorter upper deck.
and this
Exactly,
goes
they bring back the tulip.
how far
Exactly.
cameras have come in like the last 30 years. It's crazy.
But I
it's
tell you
Northwest.
what, you go to his channel there on the bottom of the screen. So much classic stuff from.
Is that Northwest?
Yes, it's a Northwest. I saw the
It
tip,
is Northwest, yeah.
and I missed that
It
airline.
looks like Northwest. What?
Yep, Northwest.
Where was Northwest out of? It was out of Seattle.
They were out of Minneapolis, I think.
Minneapolis, sorry. That's
But look at that! Look at that Delta L1011. That is awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Man,
this is an awesome video. I love it. I mean, this was even before my time. Before I started spotting, I didn't start plane spotting until like 98, 99.
Oh yeah. Same birds.
Same birds.
Yeah.
Same birds. I wonder if Gary's parents or grandparents were there back then.
Probably.
Probably. That's good.
Gary,
Yeah,
the
those
gopher,
engines have that high
grandma and
pitch.
grandpa, Gary.
Oh,
Look at that! Oh my god!
200, some for
Wow,
1700 engines, man.
Look at that! Oh,
Dude, this livery is super nice. I wonder why they didn't keep this one instead of the other one.
I don't know.
Question.
But man, I love that livery.
It's great.
I'll just keep saying it. Maria Lane really loves it. Yeah, that she loves the Queens, especially that classic right there.
MJ with the Delta. Yep. Oh, Northwest. Oh, Delta got Northwest.
Yeah, Delta bought out Northwest. Yep. They still fly a few of their former Northwest planes.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Man, look at that tail. It's very wide.
There we go.
There it goes.
Screamers engines. Wonder what kind of engines are. Anybody know? MJ maybe knows.
MJ may know. Even Mr. Alien Mars Avenue might know as well.
Sounds
Let's
like
see how
a
much runway this guy
computer
takes.
starting up or something.
This guy's taking up quite a bit of runway as well.
Yeah.
So MJ says most all of the Delta A319 fleet is ex-Northwest.
Oh,
Many of their 757s, especially the 300s, are ex-Northwest.
makes sense.
Now watch this bank. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
Wow.
Kind of banks off to the right. Pretty cool. All right, here's that Continental DC-10.
Debbie's 1990.
Yeah,
40
1990.
years ago. 35 almost.
So we're looking about 34 years ago.
1990 even. Wow.
Yep.
The DC-10s have bigger engines than the L1011. Though. The back, the tail engine. Looks like it.
Good morning, Lady Cat. Glad you could join us. No, this is Continental before United bought them out. This video is from 1990. Hello, Etienne Joseph. Glad you could join us. We're watching a quick video from 1990 at SFO.
Kevin's a baby.
Kevin wasn't even thought of.
I was 1 year old, guys.
I was 18.
There you go.
Look at that thing go.
Steve
Yeah.
was getting into trouble at that time.
Yes and no.
I'm
Yes
kidding.
and no.
Yeah.
I was hot rodding around the streets in my old
Okay. That's what I meant. Yeah.
almost getting in trouble, but
Yeah.
yeah. Look at that. Oh,
Oh,
my
man, they
God.
all take a lot of runway.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it
was heavy.
because the engines weren't as powerful, or they're just taking up? They're just heavy, I guess.
Probably just all depends on weight and wind conditions.
Yeah.
And, you know. Another
Oh, another
Queen.
Queen.
Now I think that might be a 400
Yeah.
because I think I may have seen a winglet.
That's United right there.
Oh
the
no,
United
that's
Queen.
that's a 400. Look how long the front is.
Yeah, the upper deck's longer, so it has winglets for Lady Cat.
Well, they got the. What's behind it or
Looks
next
like
to
a
this?
Southwest in the
Southwest.
old mustard. Yeah,
Golden. Southwest.
golden mustard. Yeah.
Parallel. I love that mustard color. The retro gold doesn't do a very good job of replicating that color, unfortunately.
Oh, the retro gold. I
Yeah, it's not. It's too bright. This color was different. It's a lighter, I think, the retro.
Oh, and there we go. That was it. That was awesome.
Good.
Thank you, Mr. Mars Avenue South, for that video. You know what? Let me put the address in the chat. That way,
Yes, I
that
want to
way, if
get
you
it.
want to subscribe to his channel, I want to put that in the chat right now.
No way, that was 11 minutes. That seemed like 2 minutes.
I know. It's like I thought it was going to go more. I was like, there's this channel right there if you want to see a lot of cool videos from back in the day. And some of the ones from San Jose in the late 90s, early 2000s, you might even see me in one or two. Yep. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Mars Avenue Alien.
That was
That's
good.
awesome video.
Awesome.
And yeah, in the future, we'll be showing more clips here and there of his videos because they're just so good to see. Yeah, encore. We'll get an encore in another show.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. All righty. That was awesome. Thank you so much. All right, my friends, we want to bring in our special guest today, Mr. MJ Scanlon. Good morning, MJ.
What's happening, everybody? How's everybody doing?
We're doing good. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Warmed up a little bit here today. It's been kind of cold here lately.
I bet.
Yep. We've had some cold mornings here, but yesterday I was up in San Jose. I think it was 72, 73 degrees. So
Can't
it
ask for
was,
better.
it was nice.
Yeah, I'm not going to see 70s for a while down here. Excuse me.
Yep. Hey, before we get started with some of your incredible photography, tell us a little bit about that sign behind you up on the wall.
That right there?
Sure.
There we go. All right. That is, it's what do you think it is? It's the tail number off of aircraft 391FE. 391FE had a little incident in July 2006. Had a landing gear failed, main landing gear failed on landing here in Memphis. And they went for a little ride after that. So,
Wow.
and there was a fire, of course. Crew got out safely. They handled everything very well. We recovered the aircraft, got it back to the hangar facility there in Memphis, where it took several months of negotiating between the company and Boeing, and could they fix it? How much would it cost to fix it? Is it worth fixing it? And then in the end, all the answers were no, no, and no. So they scrapped the aircraft. I was one of 12 mechanics that was a part of that job in January of 2007, probably the coldest January we had in a long time. It was single digits or teens every day. We were out there cutting this airplane up, salvaging the parts we can salvage. And myself and my partner Brian, we were the saw guys. We had the saw, and we were cutting things off. And I wanted that tail number, so I worked it out with the big bosses, and they said, "Well, it's going to get scrapped anyway. If you can get it out, cut it out, you can have it." So I cut it out, and there it is, mounted on the wall now. So, and that aircraft originally was a United Airlines DC-10.
Wow.
So wasn't the one that we saw in the video, which was cool, but it was November 1826 uniform was the original tail number of that aircraft.
Yeah, Greg.
So yeah, we chopped that one up in little bitty pieces. I got that. My buddy got the U.S. flag that was on the side of it. Another guy got the data plate out of it. A couple other little pieces, but most of it at the end was just chopped up and hauled off in the back of trucks and melted down.
How long did it take to completely dismantle that aircraft?
A month. Took us a month.
Wow.
Yeah, 5 days a week. So because we started off small with salvaging the parts inside. All the gauges, the chairs in the cockpit, the cockpit, the circuit breaker panels, all the floor locks inside the airplanes. Then we took the doors off, the cargo doors, salvaged those, salvaged some of the tail section, some of the actuators on the wings that weren't damaged. And then once we got everything that was salvageable, then it was just starting to chop it up. We cut up as much as we could. And then a salvage company came in with this, if you've ever seen a video of it, just huge, looked like a huge pincher scissors, and just started literally eating the airplane up into little pieces.
Oh my God.
And they started breaking the airplane up and loaded it up in trucks. And that was the end of that. Yeah. Salvaged it all up. It was a pretty interesting experience. I enjoyed it.
Did any of it make you sad, or just seeing just a plane just at the end of life, basically? I know it's just a machine.
Yeah, I don't know if it was sad. It was kind of it was more of an awesome, kind of a unique experience, because we'd never, we fix the airplanes. We don't really dismantle them and try to destroy them. So It was a lot less, you weren't having to follow, worrying about properly taking a part off, and you're not putting the part back on. So you're going to take the good part off. We tag it. We send it to be inspected to see if it could be reused or not. And then you just start chopping it up. And that was actually kind of cool to see when they just start chopping that airplane up in little pieces.
Wow. Very cool.
And however long it takes to build an airplane versus how long when it actually came down to them to chopping it up within a week, chopped it up, and there was nothing there anymore. It just was gone.
Wow.
Wow. That's a pretty incredible story there. Hey, well, let's get into some of your photography here. We got some photos loaded up. And,
All right.
We're going to start with the first one and let us know the story behind each one. And really looking forward to this. All right, let's start with number one here. Let's go.
Okay, here's number one. Oh, it's bigger than in the screen than I thought it would be.
Yeah.
So basically what we got going on here, what the theme is going to be today is military. And this is up close and personal with a Lockheed C5 Alpha Galaxy. And this was at an air show in Millington, Tennessee at the old Navy base there. And I used to work a lot of the air shows there, several air shows in a row. I was volunteered, and part of what I did, I was one of the ramp guys, and we moved the airplanes around, or got them to move the airplane to park where we wanted them for all the static displays to make everything work. And this here aircraft, this C5 came out of the Tennessee Air National Guard here in Memphis. And as you can see on the side there, it was the Memphis Belle. It was the 10th aircraft that's been named the Memphis Belle from the original one that was the B-17 back in World War II. And yeah, that was there on that ramp. And now this jet resides out in Tucson, Arizona at Davis-Monthan Air Force Base, probably to never fly again.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
So it's retired.
It's retired, yeah. The outfit, the Air National Guard of Memphis now flies C-17s.
Wow.
But I witnessed them from when I first started working at the Memphis airport. I think they were flying C-130s then they went to the C-141, to the C5, and now the C-17.
Wow. Awesome. All right. You just let me know when to go to.
We can move on to the next one.
All right. Here we go. What do we got here?
Here we go.
Oh,
What we got here is flying here at Memphis near the hangar where I work. This aircraft had been laid over at the Wilson Air Center at the FBO there, the Fixed Base Operations. So he's basically taking off from taxiway Alpha here. It's a United States Navy MH-60S Seahawk helicopter.
awesome.
Wow. I love how you got the FedEx sign in there.
Yeah, that always worked good on a lot of my pictures. If you've ever seen like the big FedEx on the hub across the way there, I always try to frame in there.
Yeah.
And this helicopter was based out of Norfolk, Virginia, with the squadron HSC-7, which stands for Helicopter Sea Combat Squadron.
Okay, I see that.
They must have been doing a cross-country transition. A lot of times we'll see the military aircraft there at the Wilson Air Center, kind of a cross-country transition. That's like a layover point for them for the day, or a refuel point, and then they continue on.
Wow, very
It's a
cool.
pretty impressive helicopter.
Oh, yeah, looks like it. Heck yeah.
It reminds me of John Gibson's models. You know how he has the details and make it look, kind of oldish. It looks like that. It looks really good.
Yeah.
It's got a little weathering on it. It definitely does.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
All right.
Right.
Next one.
Next one. Here we go.
All right. This is a F-16, of course. This is a Lockheed. At the time, Lockheed now was making the F-16s. Originally, the F-16 was made by General Dynamics. Lockheed bought General Dynamics, and then Lockheed and Marion Martin merged to form Lockheed Martin, which is what they are today. But at this point, this was a Lockheed F-16 Bravo Fighting Falcon. This is on the ramp in Castro, Wyoming, in the Trona County International Airport. I was working there at the time. This was 2007. I was on a temporary assignment working at this airport. End of the day, sunset. These guys had come in. This aircraft's out of Luke Air Force Base. That's what on Air Force aircraft, the two letters designate the base, not necessarily a squadron like in the Navy and Marine Corps aircraft. The two letters designate a squadron, where in the Air Force it designates the base they're at. And if you look at the numbers here on the tail, the smaller numbers being 93 and the bigger numbers 825. The 93 denotes that this was ordered in 1993, not necessarily made in 1993, but somewhere in that general time frame. Wow. And then the additional numbers are like a serial number, just a sequential number of that batch of aircraft that were made or ordered in 1993 for the F-16. And so, I don't know how. Yeah, go ahead.
I see on the front, up towards the nose, a 3825. Is that part of the numbers from the back?
Exactly. That's part of the numbers from the back. And that probably this particular squadron, that helped them denote the aircraft. So that maybe they just considered it aircraft 3825.
Now is that only on the F-16s? That 93, the AF-93 for the year? Or is that on like other aircraft?
On pretty much all Air Force aircraft.
Oh, okay.
Not all. Like a lot of the reserve aircraft you won't see, like especially like the C-17s and such. You don't necessarily see that number on the tail. You'll see it up on the nose, because a lot of times on the bigger, like the C-17s and the C-5 used to, they had the base. They had like a streamer on the tail. It would say the base, whether it was Memphis or Charleston or it would say Luke Air Force Base or something, wherever those big aircraft were assigned. But your fighter jets and smaller jets, even the corporate style jets, that the trainer jets that they use, will have this back here in the back, and you can kind of get an idea of when that aircraft was ordered and made.
Wow!
And this aircraft here, I don't know if you guys can see that up underneath the cockpit, but the names here are Lieutenant Colonel Jackie Chang and Captain, I can't quite make it out on my screen, Lin. They were Taiwanese Air Force training in these aircraft, and why they flew into Casper, I have no idea. But they overnighted in Casper. Not a whole lot was going on in Casper, Wyoming. So
Wyoming's a lot of nothing. Yeah, cousins live there.
Yes, it was a lot. All the wind in the country goes through Casper, Wyoming.
Yeah.
It was always windy there. Nothing to stop the wind. Just flat.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, we'll move on to the next one. Oh my goodness!
Oh, we know what that is.
All right, so this was recent. This was at the Thunder over Columbus Air Show this year in Columbus, Mississippi, at the Columbus Air Force Base. The Columbus Air Force Base is a training base in the middle of Mississippi, in the middle of nowhere actually. But big training base for basically the fighter pilots train there. And this here is a Lockheed Martin F-35 Alpha Lightning. The F-35 demo team, and flying this aircraft is Captain Melody Klausner, nickname or call sign Mach, like the speed of sound. And she was performing at the air show, and I got pretty lucky to get that shot there of the bay doors open. No ordnance, of course, inside.
Wow!
And that was a pretty impressive aircraft. It could turn on a dime. It was very impressive show that she put on.
Now, Sal, is this the same pilot and plane that was at Fleet Week in San Francisco a few months ago? Do you remember?
I don't know. I didn't get the name of the pilot.
I would imagine it probably was. She does the demo team and performs at the air shows this season anyway, and last season too. So I imagine it probably was her flying the aircraft. Same aircraft too.
I love how the bay doors are open and you could just see like all the mechanical wonders basically that are in that thing.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool aircraft. They had I'm trying to remember now if it was a 35 or a 22 that was on display, and I was taking some pictures, and they had armed guards around the aircraft, and they were very adamant about not taking pictures of the tail section of the aircraft. I was like, all right, man, you got the guns, you got it. So no pictures of the tail section.
Wow.
All right, we can move on.
All right, let's move on. Here we go. Ooh, look at that.
This was at Memphis. I was back when I used to work the hangar floor. I always had my camera in my toolbox with the big lens on it. So I heard the helicopter coming in. There was a couple of them. Growing up on a helicopter base, my father being in marine aviation and worked on helicopters, worked on these type of helicopters, the CH-53 Super Stallion. This is the Echo model. So I heard them coming in, and actually this taxiway that they're on doesn't exist anymore at Memphis. Whatever reason, when they redesigned the airport, they took that taxiway out. It's just grass now. So that's the head-on of a Marine Corps Super Stallion that had it must have been brand new and transitioning maybe to the West Coast, because it had no squadron designation on there, so I didn't know what squadron it come out of, because most of the time you would see these 53s, and on that door on the nose there'd be a number, like just a sequential number that they number their aircraft in a squadron, so they can tell, helicopter 1 from helicopter 37. but it had no markings like that at all. And it's
Wow.
a pretty impressive. It got much bigger engines than the D models had. I think there's like an extra blade. I think the D models were a 6-bladed rotor head. This is a 7-bladed rotor head.
Wow.
And it carries quite a bit of and moves the Marines around in some of their equipment. So it's a pretty hefty aircraft.
If I had to name this photo, I would name it "In Your Face."
It was pretty much in your face.
Missiles in
In your face.
Those are-
That's an awesome in your face. Just don't get on their bad side, though, or something can be coming at you.
Yeah,
Wow,
there was a pretty good, when that taxiway was still open, it basically came towards our hangar, so it was always good for a lot of good shots there. Kind of hated when they took that taxiway out.
So, do you guys get a lot of military stuff coming through Memphis a lot of the time, or?
I wouldn't say like every week, but quite often, yeah, we get a lot of transition. It's kind of weird. They park at the FBO at Wilson Air, which is right next to. There's like one little hangar in between us.
Okay.
And the FBO was there. They don't go down to the Air National Guard ramp and park. I'm not really sure why that is. Maybe they can't. Maybe there's nobody there during the week to support it. I'm not really sure. But they a lot of times we'll see. Like in the mornings, I'll kind of look over there on my first break, see if anything's parked over there late overnight. Sometimes I'll get lucky and catch a couple of helicopters or some F-18s, or a lot of times up from Columbus, that Air Force Base in Columbus, these guys will fly up in the Jayhawk trainer aircraft, and they'll in the middle of the day just stop there maybe for lunch or whatever, and then fly back down to Columbus, or they'll lay overnight.
Wow.
But yeah, there's quite a bit comes through there.
Very cool. All righty. Want to go to the next one?
Let's go to the next one.
All right, let's move on. Another in your face. Ooh.
Wow.
Another in your face. This is the F-14 Delta Tomcat made by Grumman. They don't fly these anymore. And this was in June 2005 at Millington Airport, which used to be a naval air station. This was towards the end of the lifespan of the F-14s. They were phasing them out. This was June 2005, and the last flight of the F-14 was in September of 2006.
Wow, it's been that long.
It's been that long, yeah, since they had the F-14s, and I always liked the F-14. Between it, the F-4, just the way they look, they're just very menacing, and this head-on shot with the big intakes and just the way the swept wings are down there, it's just a pretty impressive aircraft. And this aircraft came out of the VF-101 squadron, fighter squadron fixed wing is what the VF stands for in the Navy. And yeah, I was just on the ramp. Actually, I think I have another picture for that day. The whole reason I was actually there that day, my father and I had driven up there, because I want to say this was a week of the St. Jude Golf Classic in Memphis, and the Goodyear blimp was being moored at Millington, and we went up there, and then there was a couple of F-14s there that day, a couple of Harrier jets, and then something else that we're going to see later I was really surprised to see there.
Ooh.
But yeah, that was a good day to go to Millington.
Wow, that's awesome.
So cool.
All right, let's move on to the next one. Oh, is that a Chinook? Chinook?
Nope. Everybody, I guess, is wrong on that. It's not a Chinook. The Chinook is a CH-47. It's smaller. This is a Boeing Vertol CH-46.
Oh.
Helicopter type my father also worked on. The quick and dirty way is, the Chinook is bigger, is longer.
Yeah.
But the Chinook has 4 landing gear with the CH-46. The Boeing Vertol only has 3.
Oh, okay. I see that. Yeah.
And this is a helicopter of historical significance. For those that do or don't know, this helicopter, normally at this point in time, and still today, the Marine Corps aircraft and Navy aircraft are in that flat, drab, gray paint scheme. This paint scheme was the paint scheme that they had during the Vietnam War era. And the reason this aircraft was still in the Vietnam War era paint scheme, because this aircraft was one of the last out of Saigon during the fall of Saigon in April 1975. This aircraft picked up the U.S. ambassador to Vietnam, Graham Martin, and his attachés and everybody associated with him, and they evacuated him out of Saigon on April 30th, early in the morning, and by that afternoon, the North Vietnamese had taken over Saigon.
Oh, wow.
So that's what this aircraft did. And this aircraft, actually, this day, I just got lucky. I heard the helicopter. He was transitioning from Norfolk, Virginia, where this aircraft was based, HMM 774, HMM being a helicopter marine medium squadron, meaning the medium-sized helicopters. They were transitioning to San Diego to put this aircraft in the Flying Leatherneck Aviation Museum there.
Oh, wow.
Unfortunately, that museum has since closed, but I understand that they're going to try to reopen it late this year, early next year. I mean, late 2025 or early 2026.
Uh-huh.
So,
Wow.
and like on this aircraft, what we were talking about before on the Air Force aircraft with its numbers and what they signify. So on this aircraft with the MQ on the tail, the Mike Quebec, that designates the squadron being HMM 774. And then the 6 numbers on the tail, the 154803, are what's called in the Navy and the Marine Corps the bureau number, or like its serial number or registration number.
Uh-huh. Wow.
And then the 411 would just be a squadron designation. So they would designate that aircraft 411, however they did that, because they're not getting those with the bureau number in a sequential order. You know, like an airline would have numbers in a sequential order.
Uh-huh.
So they just designate. So if this helicopter had went to a different squadron, it would keep that bureau number. That's always going to be the same, but the aircraft number might change to 127. Who knows? Whatever goes. And then they change the tail as well to signify whatever squadron it was with.
Wow. Man, that's awesome. All right, let's head on over to the next one. Oh, boy.
A pair of F-16s doing their bit. The Thunderbirds, the United States Air Force Thunderbirds, performing at Columbus Air Force Base, but this was back in 2006. And I got kind of lucky. I got that to work out in not too bad out of focus. I mean, you got to pick when the solos are doing their deal. You got to kind of pick one to focus on and follow it along and hope that you get the passing. You just kind of hold the shutter down and go crazy and hope that you get the passing. And that one worked out for me. And actually, that picture wound up in a textbook. Some years back, I was working with this textbook company for children's textbook, and I don't know exactly what they used the picture for, but it was in a textbook. So that was kind of
really cool. Oh, wow. Yeah. That's awesome. Awesome. All right. Let's go on to the next one. Again, this is the Wilson Air Center in Memphis, the FBO. We got some Marine Corps helicopters here, and these are modified. They were older aircraft that went through a heavy modification program to become the one that's airborne was Cobra, but now it became a Super Cobra, an AH-1Z Super Cobra, because it had basically a second engine installed to give it more power. And the older style Cobras and the ones on the ground that were at one time Hueys had 2-bladed rotor heads and 2-bladed tail rotors. Now they got 4 and 4. The double engine gives them increased power. They had a bunch of other modifications they went through, you know, the corrosion inspections, airframe modifications, cockpit modifications. And the 2 on the ground were formerly Hueys, and now they're called Venoms because they're beefed up. So I guess they're a little more bad to the bone. So now they're Venoms. Now,
and these guys were just...
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to ask, do you know how long it takes them to do these conversions?
No, I have no idea, Steve. I have no idea how long it takes them. I imagine it'd probably be a couple of months to go through a modification like that.
Okay. Sorry to cut you off. Keep going.
No, that's okay.
I'm always curious.
Right. So yeah, that's all I got. That's, again, you know, you could hear them because they're so close to our hangar that I could hear those guys. So then I can kind of get out and get a little angle and have the big lens and get a nice decent shot of these helicopters. Wow,
that's very cool. All righty, here we go. And we got Fat Albert, huh?
Fat Albert doing a JATO takeoff, jet assisted takeoff.
Oh wow!
And if any of y'all are old enough to remember and used to see at the air shows with Fat Albert doing this JATO liftoff, it was pretty impressive because they did not use much runway at all. And if you don't know, not the Navy Blue Angel C-130 is operated by the Marine Corps. The Marine Corps flight crew operates the aircraft. And this particular C-130 was a C-130 Tango, and it it flew with the Blue Angels from November 2002 till October of 2018 before it was replaced with a J model, I believe, C-130. And the JADO here is no longer used. This was in 2006. And the JADO was more of a deal from the Vietnam era to help assist the bigger and heavier aircraft to get off the ground. But now the newer, like the C-17, they're so powerful they can take off, and it looks like in like 20 feet and lift off the ground. I mean, that's exaggeration, but they're very powerful, so they don't need this JADO. And the JADO stores just expended itself. There were no more JADO left, so the last JADO takeoff was on this aircraft, Fat Albert, in November of 2009, and that was the last time that the Blue Angels ever did a JADO liftoff.
Wow.
So now, unfortunately, you don't get to see that anymore.
Yeah. So those are like afterburners or something there, huh?
Kind of like they're just 4 or 8 rockets, 4 on each side, that just help lift like nitrous in your race car. Give you a little boost to take off.
Yeah, it gives you that little boost. That is awesome. Oh my gosh. All right. So
all right,
oh my goodness, there's a lot of these.
There's a lot of helicopters here. There's a lot of helicopters. These are Bell TH-57 Sea Rangers. In the trainers in the Navy and Marine Corps, you see these orange and white aircraft like that. They're trainer aircraft. They have these. They have the smaller fixed-wing aircraft. All these helicopters came from Pensacola area, from NAS Pensacola and NAS Whitting Field. This is in 2004, actually. What happened, there was a predicted Hurricane Ivan, which did hit the Gulf Coast and the panhandle of Florida. So they evacuated all the aircraft up here. This is at Millington Naval Air Station. Well, it was Millington Naval Air Station at one time. And they're tied down. You can see the straps, the tie-down hooks, because back in this base, when this was a Navy base in the Vietnam era, this was a very active base, and there was a lot of aircraft here. I can remember going as a kid, my dad taking me up there to see all the airplanes. So that's what happened. They evacuated all the aircraft to come up here to try to minimize any damage that may or may have happened to them being in the path of the hurricane.
Wow. All righty. You ready for the next one?
We're ready for the next one.
Here we go.
All right, just a little showing off here. Another. This is a F-18 Echo Super Hornet. You can tell the Super Hornet by these curved piece there between the wing root to the fuselage. Little added lift there, and it's a little bit bigger aircraft when you look at it versus the old the F-18 Hornet. And it's just performing at an air show at Little Rock Air Force Base. And they're doing their thing, showing off, and that was a pretty good grab there as the gear was retracting. He took off and did a barrel roll as he was retracting the landing gear, and I was able to kind of catch that just right.
Wow. It looks like it got a little bit of afterburner action going on as well.
Got a little bit of afterburner action. Got that glow like Sal got last night on a couple aircraft leaving out of LAX. Yeah. Got that glow going on. So, yeah, a little afterburner going on. Tax dollars burning out the back.
Upside down.
Upside down. And this is now when Boeing was making the F-18s, because originally they were made by McDonnell Douglas, and then of course Boeing bought out McDonnell Douglas and that was probably the bigger advantage they got, because they didn't really care so much about the commercial aircraft as they did the military deals that they got out of all that.
Wow.
But then that's a whole other story of how the McDonnell Douglas group kind of ruined Boeing, but that's for a whole different show.
All right, we'll move on to the next one.
Oh, another capturing the FedEx sign there. Another helicopter coming in. We got the Sikorsky MH-60L Blackhawk. This is an Army Blackhawk. Army aircraft are a little harder because everything's so flat on there, and it's hard to pick out the numbering. They don't have any kind of squadron designation on there or airfield designation or anything like that. They'll have some numbers that are very faint, usually on the tail, maybe up by the nose. I was able to, a lot of times, like when I see the military aircraft, I'm trying to get my shot, and then I'd really try at the last second to zoom in on the tail and try to take a picture of that so I can have the number so I can figure it out, because it's not very easily seen on the Army aircraft. And this guy's just coming in, landing on the taxiway there, and he's going to taxi around, and go to the Wilson Air Center again and transition. I think this one laid overnight because I got another shot of it the next day or the day after. Leaving Memphis.
Of course, you got FedEx framed in the photo.
FedEx framed in the background. Always got to get the big FedEx framed in the background. So that's the Super Hub in the background.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, yep.
That's Memphis.
That's all I got. Yep. All right. Yeah. That's Memphis. That's in Memphis.
Ooh. All right.
Excuse me. All right. So here's another historically significant aircraft. This is at, of course, it says there, Little Rock Air Force Base in Jacksonville, Arkansas, just north of the river from Little Rock. This aircraft, the alpha model of the C-130 was came into service with the Air Force in 1957.
Oh, wow.
It was one of the first C-130s. In November 72, it was given to the South Vietnamese Air Force as part of the military assistance program to help get the South Vietnamese to kind of take over what was going on in Vietnam. And well, we all know that didn't work out very well. So in 1975, during the fall of Saigon, the fall of South Vietnam, the North Vietnamese had attacked the airfield, destroyed many aircraft. This one did not get destroyed. So a South Vietnamese Air Force crew got in this airplane to take off and get out of there because the North Vietnamese were overrunning the city. Now here's where the astonishing number comes in. Everybody's freaking out. Everybody wants out. So all the South Vietnamese are trying to get on this aircraft. This aircraft lifted off with 452 people on board.
Oh, my.
Holy
452 people. This ain't no 380. 452 people were on board this aircraft when it lifted off. 32 people in the cockpit. It barely cleared the end of the field when it took off.
Wow.
And they made it to Thailand, which isn't super far, but they made it to Thailand to get out of there as the North Vietnamese were overrunning the airfield. So it took everything they had. I don't even think they got the rear ramp fully up because there was people all over the ramp. There were just people hanging it wherever they could on this aircraft. They got to Thailand where those people got out, so they weren't taken over by the North Vietnamese. And eventually the U.S. Air Force took control of the aircraft back. It went back into service for another 14 years, flying in National Guard units.
Wow.
And in 1989, they flew it to Little Rock and turned it into the gate guard there at Little Rock Air Force Base, where it still is today.
Wow, that's awesome. Man, 452 people.
Yeah, I don't even know how many. I don't know how many of you have walked through a C-130 at the air shows, and the ones you walk through now are probably like the J models, which are much longer, much bigger than this A model was.
Wow.
How they got 452 people is just crazy.
Wow, that is. I can't even wrap my head around that, to be honest with you.
Well, I guess when you're fighting for your life and you're trying to get away from the communists, you're going to do whatever you can to get out of there.
Yeah, that's true.
Jim G, the seatbelt requirement was waived. I like that. He still has no seatbelt sign on this flight. No seatbelt sign.
There we go. Right? Yeah, there we go.
They're on top of each other, I'm sure.
They were top of each other. They were everywhere they could. They were probably up on top of the fuselage, inside, wherever they can hang out.
Yeah.
And 32 in the cockpit. I mean, they just must have been just stacked like sardines in there. In the whole
stacked like sardines.
Yep.
Now, see, this aircraft here, just you can't really see it. Like on the front, the 0518 is the serial number of the aircraft. It's 56-0518. So in this case, it was ordered in 56, but wasn't delivered till August of 57.
Oh, okay.
So but if anybody wants to go out and Google that and check that out, it's a pretty amazing story to read about.
Wow. Oh man, wow, that's quite a story. Wow. All right, let's move on to the next one. Oh, yes. Look at that.
All right. We got a little sleek stealth action here. Got the Northrop B-2 bomber flying for the U.S. Air Force, numbered 331, excuse me. The B-2 Spirit, and the Spirit being the nickname of the aircraft. This is at an air show in Little Rock, of course. If anybody if you're in that area of Little Rock and you got the opportunity to go to an air show in Little Rock, they're probably one of the better air shows I've ever been. They have a ton of static display. They have Little Rock Air Force Base is a C-130 training base. Navy, Marines, Air Force, they all go through the base here.
Oh, wow.
The maintenance guys, I should say, the maintenance guys. So there's a lot of C-130s there, but they have a really incredible. I've never been disappointed going to an air show at Little Rock Air Force Base. And on the if you know or don't know, the B-2s are all named after a state, I believe. Like, this is the Spirit of South Carolina, being that it's a B-2 Spirit, so they're all named. This is Spirit of South Carolina. There's a Spirit of Missouri, a Spirit of whatever other states. So that's what's going on here. And then this is just doing a performance at the air show.
It just amazes me how these B-2s can fly. I mean, they have like upright rudder, tail rudder.
They have no. Yeah, it's just a flying wing. It's a pretty cool aerodynamic engineering feat that this flies like it does.
Yep.
Did they use these recently in 2003 when the Iraq War and those started? I'm sure they did, right?
Yeah, I believe they did, because they have a pretty good long range, and they like a big base. I want to say is Whitman. Maybe that's in Missouri. So a lot of these would launch out of Whitman Air Force Base in Missouri, and they would fly. It'd be like a 40-hour mission. Wow. So they have a crew or two in there, and they do a lot of in-flight refueling, go over there, do their deal, and come on back.
Ooh, Las Vegas Air Show. Okay, I need to check that out.
I like how you can see, like, all the I don't know, what am I trying to say? Like, you can see like lines. I mean, like, what would you call
those lines are like where panels and such are, and I think that has to do with helping the stealth and the radar absorption.
Oh, okay.
So everything has to be smooth. You can't, and then that's why, like on a lot of stealth aircraft, you have these pointed edges, and that disperses. That's like beyond my capability of explaining, but that helps disperse that radar signal so it doesn't look like a big bomber. It looks like a little sparrow or whatever it does or just a little blip, and you're not really sure what it is.
Wow, that's insane. It's just unbelievable. All right, let's move on to the next one.
All righty. Now, this was from the same day of that F-14 that I saw. This was the bonus of all bonuses that I saw that day, Marine 1. There were actually two. There's Marine 1 is only the one that the president is actually on. So this is a Sikorsky, VH-3 Delta Sea King from the HMX-1 Marine Corps Squadron that flies the president. So these helicopters were, I'd have to go look up the history. I don't know what was going on. They were transitioning across country. There was two of them there, and I was able to get a pretty good decent shot of this one as they had stopped for a refueling point in Millington and then continued on back towards Washington. But yeah, these are the helicopters that at that time the president used, whoever the president was at the time, to transition from the White House to Camp David or to I just blanked out. Andrews, thank you very much, Steve. Andrews Air Force Base to get on Air Force One, and then they would transition. So they had several in the squadron. So like the one or two that you would see in Washington flying the president from the White House to the airport, there was another set of them flying out to wherever the president's going. So then if he needed to get picked up from whatever big airport they fly in to go to a smaller location, they would be there as well.
I know they've had them at LAX before with the Ospreys,
this was coming in now. The Ospreys are what's changing into the Marine Corps 1 aircraft.
Yep. I think Salas may have filmed these with the Ospreys as well at LAX before. The president's been there. Yeah. Wow. All righty. What do we got next? We got some Blue Angels action. Oh my gosh! Look at that.
Got a little Blue Angels action. This is at Little Rock Air Force Base where the Navy Blue Angels are performing. They're I don't remember what they call this particular deal. This is like the beginning of the show, and the guys are doing their thing here. One's inverted. I was in the right position. I got a pretty good shot of this.
Wow, yeah.
And like this aircraft at the time was aircraft number 6 flying for the Blue Angels. This I've just lost my spot here. This being 163-106, the bureau number, you can kind of see on the tail.
Uh-huh.
I saw this aircraft again the next year at an air show. It was aircraft number 5, which they'll just change them around sometimes, depending for whatever reason. But anybody can go see this airplane today, because this airplane today is on a pedestal outside the Boeing Museum of Flight in Seattle, Washington.
Oh, wow.
And it's sitting on a stick. Yep, it's retired. It's sitting on a stick. Yeah, because this is the old model. This was an F-18A. Now the Blue Angels... Yeah, the Blue Angels fly the Super Hornet now, so it's the Super Hornet's a little bigger. It's got that big curved wing on the front. that curved fairing. So that's what they're flying now.
There's one in the Air Museum at in San Diego. I think it's got to be the newer one because it didn't look like this. It was a little longer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Could very well be
on the Midway.
Yeah, not the Midway. The Air and Space Museum at Balboa Park in San Diego.
Oh,
They
okay.
have a Blue Angel in there at the exit. Yeah.
Oh wow! But I love. I mean, this is like framed like so perfect and like unbelievable how they're like side by side. It's just unbelievable their skill and talent and gifting to do what they do.
And if you look kind of close there, you can see how the pilot in the number 6 jet is looking at the pilot in the number 5 jet, who's kind of looking back too, so they know exactly where each one is at, so they don't collide.
Oh, you know what? If you look under the nose of number 6, you can see the pilot upside down. You can see a gold helmet. I just noticed that. Oh my goodness. Oh wow. Oh dang, that is unbelievable. Wow.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to the next one, Mr. MJ. Ooh.
Oh,
Got smoke action.
little smoke in the tires there as we're landing a F-22 Raptor.
awesome.
United States Air Force F-22 Raptor. We're landing on runway 10 left at Fort Lauderdale International Airport. I was hanging out there with Horizon doing the show.
Horizon, yes.
This was 2000. This was last year's air show. So the aircraft were coming in for the air show, for the Fort Lauderdale air show, and I flew down there and hung out for the day with him to do this. And I got a nice shot of the F-22 coming in and smoking the tires there. So it's a pretty impressive aircraft as well. Because they for the air show there in Fort Lauderdale, they fly along the beach, but most of the aircraft, like the military aircraft, are at Fort Lauderdale, and a couple of the aircraft are at one of the other smaller airports around there, maybe executive.
Uh-huh.
But the Blue Angels flew in here. These guys flew in here. A couple other military aircraft flew into Fort Lauderdale.
Wow.
It's only U.S. owns F-22s, right? Because I know we sell F-35s to other countries, but is that correct? The F-22s, I think.
I would agree with you on that. I don't think anybody else has the F-22 but us.
I think that's
I remember when Sal was at Fleet Week, they had the F-22, probably that same one, I could imagine. And I was watching his stream, and that thing was awesome.
Oh man,
Afterburner action and all that. Oh my gosh,
that thing can do some drifting in the sky.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now I see the smoke. Am I seeing flame in that smoke, or is that just reflection?
No, that's just a reflection off the runway, off the concrete.
Okay.
That's amazing camera. His awesome camera didn't work.
Yes. Yes, MJ, awesome.
Thank you. You can see right there the Air Ops van, and all the guys are hanging out with their camera phones trying to take a picture of the plane as it lands.
You can see them sticking out the window. Yes. Yeah. Now that you mention that, oh my gosh. All right, let's go to the next one.
All right. I'll have to try to remember next time to not fill the frame so much with but this is a C-17, the Moose. The Moose is on the loose there. And out of Charleston, this is what I'm talking about. Like here on the tail, you can see we're out of Charleston Air Force Base. And then the tail number was 60002, this being 960002. And they were performing at the air show this year at Columbus Air Force Base. And again, the C-130, the C-17 is designed to have a short takeoff and a short landing to get into tight spots and touch down and get the equipment and the troops or whatever they're there to do on and off the jet and get back out of there as quick as possible. And it's a pretty powerful aircraft and pretty maneuverable aircraft for its size.
Wow. That's
awesome.
It's awesome.
Nice.
All right. And our last photo of the day.
Last photo of the day. Doubled up on the CH-46, the Boeing Verdal, because this particular aircraft, I heard them coming in. I'm at work. I got the camera out. I'm taking some pictures from the hangar with the zoom lens. And then it dawns on me what I'm seeing. Like I said, for my father, 20 years in the Marine Corps, mostly in helicopters, worked on the CH-46. And then as I saw this CH-46, I realized this was the last squadron that he was in.
Oh, wow.
So HMN 162 is based out of Marine Corps Air Station New River in Jacksonville, North Carolina. Yankee Sierra YS was the call letters for that squadron. At the very back, you can see what looks like a bird on a sword. That is a golden eagle. They are the 162, or the golden eagles, is what their mascot is. So then there was 3 of them that came in, and I had the idea real quick, and I was hoping I could make it work, and I did. I got the FedEx to fit in between the rotor heads, because the significance for me here was that my father served in this squadron, retired from the Marine Corps, and when he retired from the Marine Corps, he went to work at FedEx. So he did 20 years in the Marine Corps, 24 years at FedEx. So that picture got blown up, and that's what I gave him that year for Christmas.
Wow, that's awesome.
Very cool.
That is such an awesome, not only story, but just life experience, really. For both of
so
you.
it was for both of us. Yeah, and I tease with some people, like they ask, how did I ever get in aviation? And I say, well, my father brainwashed me at an early age. And I mean, he didn't brainwash, but I enjoyed going to see the airplanes and the helicopters. And I can remember going to the hangar where these helicopters were when I was like 8 or 9 years old. I'd ride my bike up there. My mother was not happy about it, because she wasn't so much worried about me being around the aircraft. She was more worried about me being around the Marines and the words that I would pick up, which I did. So, we all have, in aviation in general, we just have colorful language. But this is probably one of my favorite photos just for that reason.
Wow. That is awesome. Awesome. Wow. What a treat, MJ. What a treat. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Some great, not only great photos, but just great stories behind them. Yeah. Wow. All right.
Really
hey,
good,
you want to
really
stick
good.
around with us, do some flight tracking?
Let's do some flight tracking.
Let's do some flight tracking. All right. Let me, we'll get Sal set up. Let me open up good old flight radar. Make sure I'm logged in. Oh, what was I looking at? I was at LAX last night on flight radar while Sal was there. Let me get myself set up here. Just a moment, everybody. All right, I think I'm ready to share my screen. There we go. All right. So let's just go over our guidelines. I know everybody probably knows them, but let's just go over just to make sure that everybody's on the same page today. All right. So we're going to do 2 requests today, and then just 1 request at a time. And then once we track your flight, you can make your second request. Please be patient. And most of all, let's have some fun. All right. So you can start putting your requests in the chat for Sal, and he will get them. And And Sal in the chat will be Sal Squatch. And we got some requests going already. Love it. I love it.
Squatch, I like that.
Don't forget
that Sal Squatch.
The request lines are now open. Reminds me of an old Cheech and Chong movie where they're in the police station. He gets on the radio. All right. So you guys are, as always, I'm always focused in on my local airports. I don't know if there's anything special going on at any of them as far as any, special livery planes or who knows. But I do know that San Jose SJC is losing JetBlue, but they only had 1 flight a day to Boston. So, it's one less airline, but at the same time, it's not a huge loss, but at the same time, it is. What do we got here?
JetBlue may be losing a lot more than that.
Yeah.
757, was that a 200? I thought it was a 300 flying out. Anyways, yeah. Whoa,
what was that? What was that 757?
That one right there.
All right. So do you know Boeing doesn't do it anymore, but they used to. Like when you see here, it says Boeing 757 to Quebec 8, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's a 757-200, and Quebec 8 is the customer. Oh. So Delta Airlines, I always forget if they're 23 or 32. This was not originally a Delta Airlines aircraft, and now I can tell by the registration, this was the airplane that was originally TWA's aircraft. In turn, it also flew for American Airlines, and then American Airlines sold it to Delta, I believe. I'd have to look up that. You can
see the reg right here, TW for TWA.
Wow.
But that's how I know, like if people are wondering, like all of a sudden I pop up and I know, how do you know that wasn't, I could tell I hated when Boeing changed that and they don't put the customer numbers in there anymore.
Yeah.
Like FedEx was S2, so our 777s were 777-2 S2F. Our Boeing 67s were 767-3 S2F for the freighter, but now they just say 767F, 777F. Everybody's. There's no customer number anymore to know where the aircraft were. Like say 32. This was originally a Delta aircraft because 32 was Delta's customer number.
This is an old plane, 33 years old. Yep.
767.
Yeah. Just some good old Southwest coming into San Jose as usual. Although yesterday I was in San Jose and saw a Frontier A321, which, yeah, it's Frontier, but it was something different.
They look nice, man. I saw in San Diego the Frontiers up closer. They look pretty nice.
Yep.
321.
All right. Whenever you're ready, Sal, or if you want to get a few more requests in, we can wait.
I'm ready. I'm still getting them, but I'm ready.
All right.
Kevin R.
Kevin R.
He has November 6712 Bravo.
Okay, we got a Delta 757-200. It's not in the air, but 24 years old. And let's see, where is it today? It's going to, let's see, today's the 7th. So right now it's in Atlanta, and it's going to head out to Kansas. Wait.
No, it's in Detroit.
It's in Detroit, sorry. It's in Detroit, and we'll be in Atlanta this evening. Yep. Now, Kevin R., have you flown on this plane before? Is that why you requested it?
I think he wants to. It has a sticker in the front.
Oh, okay. Let me get a photo going of it.
See.
Probably the first photo, Steve. The other photo that they had on there.
The other one? Okay. Let's
zoom in, Isa. I don't know if you can zoom in on this.
There we go.
It says Atlanta. Okay.
Atlanta. What's it? I can't say where you belong. Oh, wow. That's cool. I've never seen that one before.
Me neither.
Yeah, Atlanta, where you belong.
It's cool.
Oh, wow. That is cool. I've never known that they had that. Wait, is this? Oh, yeah, there we go. Now sporting the new Atlanta, where you belong titles.
Oh.
So they must have just put these on recently then. Wow, that's very cool. Oh, wow. All right.
Atlanta, where you belong in a traffic jam.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep. All right, Kevin, thank you for that. That was a really good one to start the show off with for our flight tracking. All right, Sal, what do we got next?
I have Jim G with Bravo 20 Alpha Lima.
Alpha Lima. All right, here we go. We got Hainan Airlines. Oh.
Nice.
You know, Hainan used to fly to San Jose before.
Oh, really?
For the pandemic. So what we got here is a Hainan 787-9 Dreamweaver, as Lady Cat would call it. It's about 5 years old, and it is going from Paris to Chongqing. I don't want to be disrespectful, but from Paris to the city in China. Yeah,
MJ's frozen. Yeah, W.
And looks like this plane just landed or is about to land. Let's see. Huh. Where's the airport? There it is right there.
Just about.
Yep. Just about to land after a 9.5-hour flight. Wow. Let's pull back a little bit and let's look at the route it flew.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Now I can see why it was 9.5 hours. Dang, flew over Northern Europe, over Kazakhstan. Might have flown over Mongolia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, and right in there into China. Let's take a look at this livery. It's a pretty cool livery. Yeah, I like that livery.
Like a wind coming over the wing.
Yeah.
Off the tail.
I would call it the a ketchup and mustard colors. Yeah. Yep. But yeah, it's too bad that they weren't able to come back to San Jose Airport. It would have been really cool to have them back, but you know, that's just the way the ball drops sometimes. All righty. Thank you, Jim G. All right, Sal, what's next?
I have Greg Hivers.
Greg Hybers. Good afternoon.
Finnair 62.
Fin-
FIN 62.
FIN 62. All right, we got a A350-900 Font Air. And this flight is going from Tokyo to Helsinki. And wow, that's a long flight. It's like 12 hours. All right, let's back out a little bit. Where is this at right now? Whoa, what is the route this thing's doing? That's crazy. Wow, talk about a polar route. Oh my gosh.
Whoa.
I mean, I can't even
definitely going over the top.
Oh,
I mean,
man.
I can't even pull the map back that.
Oh, jeez.
Wow. That is just like,
That's wild.
but that makes the flight shorter than going straight across.
Yeah.
It's just crazy. I was reading about polar routes. I think it was last week, just how they save time and shorten the distance. It's just really amazing how that works. But yeah, this is a 12 and a half hour flight. Wow.
Can say hi to Santa Claus too.
Yeah, they say hi to Santa Claus. This A350 is 4 years old, going on 5. It's at 39,000 feet right now, and they still have 5.5 hours.
Well, how long is the total?
Wow. Total's about 12 and a half hour flight.
It's not as long as I thought it'd be. Okay.
Yeah. A little long to me. I mean, any flight over 2 hours is long to me.
Yeah.
But wow. And we'll just take a close look at the font. I know Greg likes to call it Font Air.
Oh, yeah.
They just have the big letters and the big fonts there. But clean looking planes, though. Very clean looking planes. All right, Mr. Greg Hybers, thank you very much. We appreciate your request. All right, Sal, what do we got next?
I have Nancy L with November 332 Charlie Kilo.
All right, Nancy L, our newest. Ooh, let's try that again, Sal.
It is November 332 Charlie Kilo.
Oh, I'm sorry. I put Quebec instead of Kilo. There we go. All right. We got an older aircraft here. We have got, Kaleta Charters, 2 older 737-300. And this plane is 37 years old. And I was just looking at their website yesterday, which is interesting because Kaleta, they also have drag racing teams, which you guys know I'm into drag racing as well. And I was looking at their website yesterday. But yeah, they use this for charters. I think this one they do use for light cargo. And where it hasn't flown since the 27th of November at Detroit, Ypsilanti, actually. That's where they're based out of Willow Run Airport. Let's take a closer look at this plane.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still, I don't know about that one. We get a Kaleta Charters 37 in this paint scheme occasionally in Memphis.
Really?
But you were, yeah. I keep meaning to get a picture of it, but I haven't got a picture of it yet. You were talking about the drag team, though. Some years back when Kaleta was flying during our peak season, bringing the 47s in. They now, unfortunately, they use, when they would come in, they use like a vendor for their maintenance. But they were bringing guys down from Michigan to do the maintenance on the aircraft, and they came down in the Kaleta team hauler for the drag team.
Oh,
it was
really?
Pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
So they needed to borrow something from us, so me and another guy went over there to bring to them, and they brought us up into the hauler, to the front of the hauler, and it's like this plush leather couch up in the front of the hauler, nice table, we're all hanging out, like, hey, you want something to eat? You want something to drink? You want some Cokes? We got Cokes, we got all this stuff in here. Yeah, they were living large in that thing.
Yeah,
they would put all their equipment in there. The lounge, yeah, they opened the lounge, and they put all their equipment in that trailer, so they had their trucks and their GPUs and everything else they needed to have. They just hauled down in that truck hauler.
Those haulers, it's amazing as a drag racing team what they could do out of those haulers. It really is. And years ago, they used to race in Memphis, but I I don't know. Is that racetrack still open there in Memphis?
Yeah, that racetrack was owned by the Dover Motorsports Group or something. It was a great race. I used to go. I went to the drags every year. I went to the Busch races. I went to the truck races. They even used to have a dirt track there too. But it was a great drag strip. But when Dover sold that or let it go defunct, whatever they did, and Memphis lost all of that. They lost the NASCAR connection. They lost the NHRA connection, and
they lost a lot.
Other tracks picked those up, and now they're not there to get anymore. So someone else owns that track, but I don't know if there's a whole lot going on over there anymore.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, NHRA pulled out of there or whatever. They lost the connection there quite a few years back. But let's go back to the last flight they did was Louisville to Detroit. These 300s of Coletta charters mostly stay in the Midwest, upper Midwest. It looks like back in October though, this plane was out here in Oakland airport back in October. It came out west, which I don't think they come out west that much. They've been into Mexico. So these planes get around. All right, Nancy L, thank you. That was a very, very good submission there, and an interesting one as well. All right, Sal, what do we got next?
I have Alien,
Mr. Mars Avenue.
With 5 Yankee Kilos Zulu Alpha.
Okay, what's he throwing our way? Kenya Airways 787-8. And let's see. Oh, this plane hasn't flown in 2 months. That's interesting. But we'll take a look at the livery in the meantime. Let's pick this one. The Pride of Africa. And I'm trying to see what it says under the door. Can't quite tell. And I can't pull in too much.
Pride of something.
Can't read it.
I can read the Pride of Africa, but under the door looks like there's like a little tree or something.
That I don't know.
Too small.
Too small.
Sorry.
But this is a interesting livery. I'm not a big fan of it, but if it works for them and their culture, then that's what it's all about.
MJ, you're frozen, by the way. You've been frozen for a minute. I don't know if you
Who, me?
I'm frozen?
MJ's been frozen for a minute. Yeah.
I am frozen.
I can tell you. Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
Oh, there I am. What happened? I was frozen on the YouTube. I'm still frozen on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm frozen on the YouTube page for some reason.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not frozen on the thing that we look at each other at.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
Very strange.
yeah, so I don't know if we've ever seen Kenya Airways, if we've had a request on here for Kenya. I can't remember.
I think we have before.
Maybe once or twice,
Yes.
but it's still, for us, it's still kind of a rare thing to see. I do kind of like the K up here on the rudder tail. That's kind of cool. And then this plane has not flown in quite a while. Maybe it's in for maintenance or something. I don't know. It looks like it's now in Nairobi, which is probably their home base there in Kenya. Yeah, October 6th. Wow. Where's this plane? Flies to London and New York a lot, it looks like. Wow. All right, Mr. Alien, thank you very much, sir. Appreciate it. And once again, appreciate the video today. All right, Sal, what's next?
Pretty good video. I have Albanor with
Russian stuff. I'm sorry, go ahead.
731677.
677. Oh, what is
There you
this?
go, that one.
Oh, United States Air Force. It's not Russian. Wow.
I know.
Is this the
Is it a Doomsday plane?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is this the Doomsday
Yeah.
plane?
That's the Doomsday plane. Sure is.
Yesterday to Point Magoo. So is it out here?
Yeah.
It's out here
there,
right
yeah.
now.
Sorry.
Yeah, Point Magoo. It's out here on the West Coast, down south.
It landed last night, yeah.
Yeah, 51 years old. And look at the flight number, order 66. Whatever. I mean,
Man,
so let's see if we get a closer look at this Doomsday plane.
oh man.
You can see the big hump on the top, probably for all the radar stuff and satellite stuff. But yeah, modified 747-200. Wow, and I can't believe this plane's 51 years old. It's almost as old as me. Let's see, what other info do we have on this plane? Let me see here. 51 years old. Yeah, where has it been lately? Let's go back to this tab where it's flown lately. Omaha, Nebraska, Lincoln, Nebraska. Let's see. It was in Manila in the Philippines last month. Laos. Let's see. Australia. Can't remember if maybe the president may have had trips to. I don't know. I don't think so. Just wondering why it was over there, but who knows? We don't know everything, but wow, we got to keep an eye on this to see where it goes next out of Point Magoo. But yeah, that's awesome. All right, Alvinor, thank you so much, friend. We appreciate that one. I think that's the first time we've had the Doomsday plane on here.
Yeah, first time.
I believe it's why you see Nebraska much because it's at the air base there in Nebraska, which is Offutt Air Force Base in Nebraska.
Okay, so that's where it's based at?
Yes.
Wow, awesome. All right, what do we got next, Sal?
I have Lisa Wesley with Alpha 6 Echo Oscar Delta.
All right. Hello, Lisa. Glad to have you with us. All right, we got some Emirates A380 action. And which one do we have today? Oh, we've got the NBA plane.
NBA.
Oh, nice.
Yes, and you know what? I just came across this photo right here online somewhere, and this is an awesome photo. I love night shots like this. Who's a photographer?
Yes.
Alpha 380. That is an awesome photo.
It has a camera too. Nice.
Yeah, it does. In
Something.
In a Tamron lens.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, wow.
Canon R8. That's a nice camera.
Oh yeah, I bet.
Is that a mirrorless or?
Probably. Yes.
Last time I was out spotting with Sal at San Jose at night, I think it was like last month or something. We were talking about how at night the planes just look so shiny, and that is so evident in this photo. I mean, look at how shiny the plane looks.
Oh yeah.
And this is just
like
a great
engines,
photo of this
cool.
plane. Yeah. And let's go back and look at some of its recent flights. It's in Dubai right now for the last several days. It's flown to Amman, Jordan, Hong Kong, Kuala Lumpur, Amsterdam, Brisbane. So yeah, it's been all over. Trying to see if it's been here to the United States recently, but it doesn't look like it. As we go down the flight history. Paris. Oh, New York on November 12th. And it was in Washington, D.C. on November 10th. And let's see. How far is this thing going to go back? Is this? Yes, New York right there. Yep. So, yeah, it's been a while since it's been here in the United States. But, yeah, it's been parked for a few days, so we'll see where it goes next. All right, Lisa, thank you so much for that. Appreciate that. We got to see a really cool photo of it as well. All right, Sal, what we got next?
All right. I have Kevin Narg with Sierra 2 Alpha Foxtrot Papa.
All right, Kevin R throwing a curveball at us today. What do we got here? We got Biman Bangladesh Airlines. Ooh, I don't know if we've had. I think this might be our first request for this airline. We got a 777-300 ER. The W will tell you that it's a 300 ER. 13 years old. And this plane is in Dubai right now. But let's get a look at the livery on it. Yeah, I don't think we've ever seen Biman Bangladesh on here before.
Cool.
Looks a little red, white, and green. Little Italian, Mexican, maybe, but but a little on the basic side. But at least the lines are swirly. I'm not sure what the logo stands for above Biman up on the rudder. Maybe it's something cultural. Not sure. But yeah, not a bad looking 777-300. A little on the plain side, but it's better than all white. I'll tell you that. And yes, so yeah, it's in Dubai right now. All right, Kevin R. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. All right, we'll move on to the next request.
All right, I have Marco Celli with
Marco Celli.
Alpha Foxtrot Romeo 50 Golf.
Golf. Air France.
Air France.
777-300 ER. Going from Paris to Washington Dulles, one of Michael's favorite airports.
Yep.
And this plane is about 92 miles out. It's about an 8-hour flight. Let's push in a little bit. See what 92 miles out looks like. They're over Pennsylvania right now. 91 miles now, and they've already started their descent. You can see the altitude there is dropping, and their vertical speed is negative. That means they're descending. Ground speed's down a little bit, and yeah, they are approaching York, Pennsylvania. It looks like, and they're going to land right here at Washington Dulles in about how long does it say? About 14 minutes. And let's get a closer look at this plane. It's Air France, kind of a, basic Euro white livery. But a clean looking plane at that. But I love the 777s. So, anything on them looks pretty decent. Yep. All right, Mr. Marco Celli, thank you for that one. We appreciate it. And we'll move on to the next request.
It is MJ's own request.
All right.
Sierra Juliet X-Ray 001.
This one's for Sal.
Oh, we got some Starlux action. Oh,
what?
man.
Oh, hey, Starlux. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Starwalker.
It's still on your stream last night.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the one that left, and it still has 40 minutes to go.
What? And what's
my
to leave?
gosh.
Wow, no way.
It left at 10:50. No, 11:16.
Yeah, 11:16.
And it's still in the air. What?
You've been home and to sleep since then.
I know. I made it home. I fell asleep. Now I'm here, and then they're still in the air.
They're still there.
It's still there. This is a fairly new plane, 1 year old. Coming up in March, it'll be 2 years old. And Starlux Luxury. And I think I've seen one trip report video on YouTube. I can't remember if Sam Chewy or one of the big vloggers. And yeah, it was luxury, all right. But yeah, that's crazy, Sal, that this plane has been in the air that long. And
I know.
like MJ said, you've been home and you've slept, and but yeah. What did we say? It has another 40 minutes, 39 minutes.
40 minutes, yeah.
And it'll
So on
land
Sorry. I was just going to say on the Airbus aircraft, like before I was talking how the old school Boeing had a customer number after whatever. So this is an A350-900, but Airbus, the 41 is not a customer number. It has to do with the type of engine that's on the aircraft. That's how Airbus numbers their aircraft. And they still use that. So that's why you can see like there could be a whole bunch of airlines that have an A350-941 and whatever that engine type is. I don't know if there's another option to put on the A350-900 versus whatever their 41 code is versus another aircraft. But that's what it is on the Airbus.
Oh, really? So a little different, but yeah, wow. Yeah. Let's get
like Mike was saying, I am frozen on YouTube. I don't know. I can see us. I can see me moving on the Streamlab, but on YouTube, I am frozen.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Yes, you are frozen.
Yep.
Yeah, you're frozen with us right now too, but that's all right as long as we can hear you.
Okay.
Or if you want to log out and log back in, we could do that too.
Nah, that's fine.
But
I think it's a YouTube problem because I can see everybody. I can see me moving and everybody moving on the Streamlab, on the Streamlab part, but on YouTube, no, I'm just stuck.
So here's their livery. I really like this livery, and it looks really good on the A350.
Yes.
It looks really good on the A350.
Yeah.
And back up here, I like the little star right up there on the rudder. And I'm supposing the Lux stands is short for luxury because it's supposed to be like really high-end service on this plane. So I wonder like what their flight prices are compared to like say EVA or Singapore or whatever. It would be interesting to do a little comparison. But yeah, if I ever had to go to Taiwan and I could afford it, I would definitely fly on Starlux.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Out of SFO, because they fly out of SFO as well.
I want
So
the Pokemon playing, so I do EVA.
we'll do EVA.
No guarantees though.
Yep. All right, MJ, thank you for that one. That was a good one. All right, what do
That's
you
a
got
good
next?
looking. It's a good looking livery.
All right, what's next?
All right, I have Jim G.
Jim G.
Jim G with November 747 November Alpha. And I
right.
think Alien was signing out.
Oh, was he? Did he leave? Did he have to leave, Mr. Mars Avenue? All right, Mr. Mars Avenue Alien, if you had to leave, thank you so much. And I will I'll email you later. Thanks for joining us today, and thanks for the video. All right, so let's go ahead and look at Jim G's request, which is a 747 SP. Very rare. Very rare. And this is the NASA SP. Is this the what was the name of this one? Sophia, I think. And unfortunately, this plane just got retired this last year, I believe. If I think I might be correct on that. Yep. Yeah, it's at Tucson Pima Museum. It's been retired, but this plane flew around a lot, especially out here on the West Coast out of Edwards Air Force Base, I believe.
All right.
And it says right here what Sophia stands for, but I forget. It's a stratospheric observatory for...
Stratospheric Observatory for Infrared Astronomy.
There we go.
Nice.
Yep.
Wow.
That SP was originally delivered to Pan Am.
Oh, it's an SP. Nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it also flew for United Airlines.
I've never seen an
wow.
SP. Yeah, they're kind of
These SPs are so like cool and trippy at the same time because they're so short. And they're what you call four-holer, 4 engines. But I believe, is there an SP over at Las Vegas that belongs to one of the casinos? I think one of the casinos still has an SP. It's parked.
You know what? You might be right about that. I think there is. I think they have like an SP and maybe a couple of 6.7s, maybe
something like that. And I'm trying to remember.
Think. I don't remember what casino it is.
Yep. But I think I remember this Sophia's last flight was this last year, I believe. Within the last year. Yep. Very nice, Jim G. Thank you so much.
Pretty nice. Pretty nice.
Pretty nice.
I have Alvanors with TUP 3703.
All right, we got some Russian action going here.
Yeah, the usual.
Oh, I think.
That's cool.
What is that?
This is the first one. I've never seen this
This
one.
is something new for us. This is something new. A Viastar with the Russian Post livery.
Russian.
That's very cool.
Yeah, let's take a look at this livery a little closer.
So, 2 thumbs up for that one.
Somebody should do a USPS livery.
That's great.
Quick glance, I would have said 757, but it's not.
It's not 321.
It's a Tupolev.
Tupolev.
Sorry, Tupolev. Yeah.
So it's basically the Russian rip-off.
321 copy.
More of a 757.
It looks like a 757 to me.
But yeah, never seen this livery before. I'm not sure what it says because I don't know the Russian language.
Pretty good sized engines on that thing.
Yeah, those Rolls Royces or
I don't know.
Sure. But
it doesn't specialize in those.
Yeah, how old? Let me go back. Let me see how old this plane is. This plane, it's only 15 years old. It's fairly young plane. And it's going, let's go back to the page.
That's in Armenia.
So it actually, for once on a Russian flight, it has both the departing airport and the arriving. Usually it'll say
Armenia.
Usually we'll never get the airport that it's going to. It'll just be blank. But it's on a 3-hour flight. And where's it going to? Armenia, yeah.
Yerevan, capital.
Yeah, it's only about a 3-hour flight from Moscow. Awesome. All right, Alvanor, thank you, my friend. Appreciate that. All right, Sal.
I have Greg Hybers with ARG 1325.
Argentina.
Aerolíneas Argentinas. So let's go here. Ooh, so we got, we got an A330-200 going from Punta Cana to Buenos Aires.
Okay.
And that's about a 7.5 hour flight. And let's back out a little. Where is it at right now? That's not LaGuardia Airport in New York, I'll tell you that.
Punta Cana is in
Over Bolivia, it looks like.
Oh.
Looks like it's over Bolivia. Yeah, Bolivia. And it came from all the way up here in the Dominican Republic. And it still has another 2.5 hours. We'll take a little closer look at the livery.
Always wanted to fly on that airline. Just nice looking.
Yeah. It's kind of a cool livery. I like the front half of the plane better than the back half as far as livery is concerned.
They have a good special livery of that. One of them.
Mm-hmm.
One of the airlines.
Yep. Not to get too much off track, I just read that Azul just retired one of their A330s, I think, that had one of the special liveries.
Oh, really? Yeah, Azul has a bunch. Brazilian airline.
I think they may have retired it just this last week.
Not the super blue one, I hope. I like the super blue.
Can't remember. I have to go back to the Airways magazine page on Facebook. That's where I saw it a couple days ago, and they just retired it. And it was a plane that we've had on here before.
This was originally a South African Airways aircraft.
Oh, wow.
It was delivered to South African Airways in 2011.
Yeah, 2011. Yeah, that's what it says on the other page. 13 years old, soon to be 14 next month. And let's go back to the other tab. This thing's flying at 40,000 feet right now. It's up there quite a bit. Yep.
We had a couple of these Argentinian A330s come into Memphis back during COVID to come pick up vaccines or whatever they did there.
Oh,
but
wow.
2 of them came in. Yeah, it was pretty, not very often. They're probably the only other time you'll ever see it again in Memphis, a couple of Argentinian aircraft.
Wow. Wow. It seems like on occasion you guys get some cool stuff there.
Oh, yeah.
Every once in a while we get something pretty interesting.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Thank you for that. Was that Greg Hybers, correct?
Sure.
Yes.
Yep. Thank you, Greg. And do we have it? Let's move on to the next one if we have a next one.
Is
Okay.
Quebec. Tango Romeo 8254.
It's a different one.
Qatar Airlines.
Qatari. What?
No.
Air Act.
It's
Air Act.
Air Act cargo. Ooh.
Cool.
Turkish airline, I think.
Wow.
That cargo. Something different.
Yes.
It's 400 ER too.
400 ER. I wonder if this is a former. Is it a former? Not Lufthansa. Qantas.
Could be actually.
I think only Qantas were the only ones to ever have a 400 ER.
Yeah, 22 years old, so that's possible.
I think MJ's probably looking it up.
I am right now. It's Air France, actually.
Oh, okay.
It flew for Air France and it flew for Saudi Arabia.
Oh,
yeah, they have the ERs as well.
I didn't know who 28 was for the code, so that's Air France.
Oh, wait, this is a freighter. Okay, so that's why it wasn't Qantas.
Yeah.
Qantas has
it was converted. Yeah.
ERs, yeah. It's going from.
Actually, it was delivered as a freighter. It's always been a freighter. It was delivered to Air France as a freighter.
Okay, yeah, that's where I got mixed
2002.
up. All right, let's take a look at this livery here. I like the rudder art.
Yeah, the rudder is what caught my attention.
Cool.
That is cool.
The rest is pretty plain, but it's cargo. They're not impressing passengers, but I do like the rudder design. That's pretty cool. And
where that picture was taken, that's not Miami, is it?
Oh, I don't know.
Hong Kong.
No, Hong Kong.
Okay.
Hong Kong. Because Air Act's been to Miami before, right?
I think, I don't know. It seems like I've seen it there, but I could be wrong. I like the tail on there. That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yep. So this flight has another 4.5 hours to go to Doha, Qatar. But the call sign isn't QTR. Isn't that for Qatar? Isn't that their call sign?
Yeah, it's a little misleading.
I think so.
I clicked on it thinking it was going to be Qatar, and then I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, that's an interesting call sign on this flight. Interesting.
Not unless it's operated by like a Qatar crew.
Could be.
Oh, okay.
Oh, because Doha. Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Yep. All right, Michael, thank you. And yeah, this one's got 4.5 hours to go. Where is it at?
Or it could be flying for Qatar. Like when we had Atlas and Coletta fly for us at times, they would be under a FedEx call sign, but it's a Atlas or Coletta crew.
Okay. That would make sense. Where is it at right now? Over what country? I can't tell. Slovenia, right on the border of Slovenia and Austria.
That's over there.
Yep. All right, Michael, thank you. Sal, we got any more?
Yes.
All right.
I have MJ's. It is Alpha Zulu Uniform 2959.
Here's your Azul.
Azul.
There it is. Oh, what is this one?
Oh, what is this? A Minnie Mouse?
Yeah, I've never seen that one.
Minnie Mouse livery.
What? They have so many specials.
A321 Neo.
They're the
Yeah,
Southwest
let's look at
over
this
there.
livery. This is pretty cool.
Oh man!
Minnie Mouse.
Nice.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
Walt Disney World Minnie Mouse. That's pretty cool. I like the
They fly to
polka
Orlando,
dots.
right? That's why. Yeah.
The polka dots like on her skirt. That's pretty cool.
Nice.
Azul.
Pretty nice.
And do they fly this thing from? Well, it's going from Sao Paulo to Recife
For this thing.
on about a 2.5 hour, 2 hour, 40-minute flight. I wonder if they ever fly this thing to the States. I don't know if it can fly that.
No, Azul doesn't fly to. Well, they fly to Orlando, I think, just Florida.
That's why I wonder if they fly this plane to Orlando since it has Minnie Mouse on it.
I've muted myself.
Let's see recent flights.
think-
It's,
Probably.
Azul flies to Fort Lauderdale too, no?
Yeah, it's Florida only.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're flying to Fort Lauderdale too.
Yeah, a lot of Brazilians in Florida. That's why.
Yep.
Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Somehow I muted myself.
Oh,
What we got there?
Uh,
380.
I see an A380 down here from Dubai to Sao Paulo.
Emirates.
It's, wow, very cool. Emirates. And then I see something else here with 4 engines. Apex operated by Atlas Air.
Miami.
So yeah, so see it's Apex, but they got the Atlas call sign like MJ was saying earlier. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right, MJ, thank you for the Minnie Mouse. That was cool. All right,
You're welcome.
Sal.
I have Nancy L with November 284 Alpha Victor.
For Victor. Avianca A320
Yeah.
Oh, is
in
this?
the retro.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
In the retro, just flew from Miami to Medellin in I believe that's Colombia. And let's look at this retro livery. Oh yeah, that's very cool.
Yes.
Kind of reminds me of the
Yes.
kind of reminds me a little bit of the JetBlue retro, which was never really a retro on there, but
This is 100. This is 100 on the till.
oh,
Yeah,
100,
it's very 60-ish right there. 1960s right there.
very 60-ish. Yeah, but it looks pretty cool though. I like it.
Digging it. Yeah.
Do you think Delta would do a 100-year anniversary livery?
They might.
I would love to see Delta do like a Northwest, some of the other carriers that they sucked up along the way.
Yeah,
should.
I'm surprised they never have like the other, like American and United have, but they haven't.
Yep.
I mean, they've sucked
Nope.
up Northwest. I wonder who else have they? A lot of little regionals probably.
The regionals, I want to say they Pan Am,
they sucked up Western Airlines back in the 70s, early 80s, I believe. Western, they were based out here on the West Coast. My boss's father-in-law used to work for Western at SFO, and then once Delta sucked him up, he was then a Delta employee out of SFO.
Oh yeah, there's all kind of the Northwest, of course, Republic, which was sucked up by Northwest, which was sucked up by Delta, Pan Am, National. Pan Am sucked up National, and then Delta sucked up Pan Am.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yep, you'll probably see Western on that list.
Western's on that list. Pacific Northern. There's a lot.
Wow. Yeah, you know what?
Yeah,
that's a good thing that you brought up, that they've never done any retros for, like American and United have. Especially Americans have done a lot. I think more than United has.
Mars says that they don't want the negative issues. I guess you're talking about Delta, Mars, that they don't want the negative issues with the different liveries.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Could be. Yep. All right, Nancy L, thank you so much. That was a very cool retro
Nice,
livery.
Steve. I gotta get going, dude. But so.
All right, Michael, take care.
So take care,
Glad
everybody.
to have you. We'll talk to you later.
All right.
All right.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Take care. All right, Sal, what do we got next?
I have Lace Aviation, November 29982.
82. Does that look correct on the screen?
November 29982.
All right, what do we got here? Oh,
I'm live again on YouTube.
all right. Oh my gosh, you got a Waco UPF-7, 84 years old.
Whoa! Look at that.
Oh my gosh, let's get a closer look at this. This is probably the oldest plane we've had on here before, since we've been doing this. Wow, 84 years old. But look at, they keep this thing in shape. Piston, that's a piston motor, right, MJ? Did we lose MJ?
No, he's here.
Oh, his audio's off. There we go. Is that a piston engine, MJ?
Yeah, I think that's a radial engine on that Waco.
Yeah.
Is this been designed to be a aerobatic plane, or is it just somebody's personal plane? I can't see in that little picture.
It's probably somebody's. I don't know. I don't know if they're still doing aerobatics.
Can you take a picture or no?
4 years old.
Can you blow it up? Can you click on the picture? We can see.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't share the tab. I apologize.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, look at that radial engine. That's a good looking plane right there.
Yeah, you can tell they really take care of it. But man, 84 years old. Oh my gosh. This is the oldest plane we've had on here.
That's all. I bet that's got to be dope and fabric on there. That's all fabric on the wings and such.
Really?
I bet that's fabric. Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible. Wow. And I don't think we have any flight history for it recently. No. And where was this photo taken at? This photo's 10 years old, and it was at Lakeland Regional Airport in Lakeland, Florida. Looks like it may have been at an air show or something. Wow.
Air show or a fly-in or something there.
Yeah. Hey, thank you so much for that request. Officially the oldest plane we've had on here.
Yep, we have one more for him, but it's after Debbie's.
Okay.
Debbie's is Echo Tango Delta 49 Delta.
Etihad. What do we got here? Okay.
Is that blink?
There we go. So this is operated right now. It is okay. Let's look at the reg on that. There we go. It's a 777-300 ER from Etihad. And where is this plane right now? It is in Abu Dhabi. And let's get a closer look. Their livery is just so like royal to me. Etihad. Yeah, that's an awesome livery. And their A380s has like that suite with the shower and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys have seen that. One of the local spotters from here flew that this last year and had a video on it on his YouTube channel and stuff. Is really cool. But I think that one, they only fly between Abu Dhabi and London, I think, if I remember correctly.
The A380, correct yet?
Yeah.
Yes, they do. Only there.
Did they start flying it to JFK now? I can't remember.
Yes, they did.
Okay, they did, yeah. Okay, once again, this plane is in Abu Dhabi right now, and it's going to be headed to Manchester tomorrow. And then on the 9th, I don't know if that's correct. They're not sure. But yeah. Awesome.
Nice.
All right, thank you. Very nice. I like their livery. It's very, very royal. All right, Sal, what do we got next?
I have another one for Lace Aviation, November 24988.
November 24988?
Yes.
All right. We've got a United 78. Oh, this is the new livery.
Yes.
Oh, it flew out of SFO last night. The future is SAF. It's going from SFO to Melbourne.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if everybody has seen this livery yet. I think we may have had it on here once, maybe in the news or something. But yeah, this is a new livery that United just brought out.
Yes.
Future SAF. I think it has to do with, is it fuel type now or something like that?
Sustainable aviation fuel.
And this plane is brand new. They barely took delivery in October, like 2 months ago.
I think it's based in San Francisco because it's been there like this week, all this week. It's been there.
Have you caught it yet or not quite?
I didn't stay, but it was there. It was there. Well, yesterday. It was there last Tuesday. So it's been in San Francisco.
Let me see it. You know what? I think it is based out of San Francisco. I'm looking at its flight history, and San Francisco a lot. I mean, let me share this tab with you. We can look at its flight history. Tomorrow's December 8th. It'll be back in SFO.
Ooh, what time?
Does that say departure or 8:20 a.m.?
Oh, that's early.
But at 10:40 a.m., it's going to depart for Singapore, so you're going to get it tomorrow. Well, it's a little early, but
if I get there early, I can try to get there early to catch it.
Yeah, because doesn't that looks like a 10:40 departure right there to Singapore?
10:40, yes.
The early bird, Sal.
So yeah, if you look at all the flight history, I think this plane is based out of SFO.
I gotta be there early then tomorrow to catch this one.
Yeah, that's it's quite a plane. Let's go back and look at the livery again real quick. Has all these different color stripes. I'm not sure what those signify, but interesting looking livery. It's different.
I know.
Yep. All right. Thank you for that one. Yeah, it still has how long to go to another hour and 41 minutes till arrival.
Nice.
All right. What do we got next? Oh,
I have Jose Gutierrez with EK 806.
K806. All right, we got some Emirates action going on here. And once everybody has two, we're going to call it a day.
I don't have any more.
All right.
But I have one for me.
That's fine. We'll do yours and then we'll do mine, what I usually do. So this is an A380. Where is this plane right now? In Dubai.
Can I see the picture?
Is a flight number. Let's see if this is the plane he's looking at.
Okay.
What is this? I'm not sure if that's the plane he's looking for or if it is the one that's doing the next flight. EI. Nope, that's the one I clicked earlier. Sorry about that. I'm trying to see if it's a certain plane Jose's looking for. There we go. I think that's what he's looking for, the Milan livery. There we go.
Ooh.
That's what Jose is looking for. Look at that. There we go. Is this a new livery that they just launched like a few weeks ago, I think, for Milan soccer or football as they call it in Europe. That's pretty cool. And then up front, in front of the E, it has something else right there. I can't quite make out what that is.
I don't know.
Yeah,
looks like the logo. Looks like the football team logo.
I think it's the logo. I think it's the logo for the team.
Yeah, it's the logo. It's the same that's right here in front of the M. Yeah, that's very cool. Yeah, I think I saw this somewhere in the news last week.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Pretty
awesome.
Cool. Pretty cool.
I don't think it's in the air right now anywhere. But right here, they caught this at Bangkok, is where this photo was taken in Bangkok.
Man, all the deliveries always go somewhere else, but here.
I know we never get them out here at LAX or SFO.
Never.
That's a bummer. All right, thank you for that one, Jose. Very good, very good. And Sal, let's get yours.
Hold on, let me see. It is. Oh boy.
I don't have an oh boy.
I don't know if there's an OHBOY.
Okay, so I found it. It's IBE 0379.
Oh wait, hold on. I'm sorry, IBE.
0379.
Iberia. All right, this is an A330. Oh.
Whoa, what's that?
Privilege style. That's interesting.
Privilege style, a Spanish charter airline.
Why do they call it privilege?
I have no idea.
You got to be privileged and have a lot of money to fly on it, probably.
Privilege.
if you can rent that plane, I'm pretty sure you're privileged.
There's not much privilege with this livery, though. Very, very simple. But I guess it's considered a special livery. Wow.
Yeah, I've never seen a privilege style before.
Wow. What is the? Let's look at. So right now it's going from Madrid to San Juan, Puerto Rico. Oh, let me back out a little bit. Yeah, it's over the Atlantic right now, and it's still got 3.5 hours for a, what is that, 7-8 hour flight. That's not bad. Let's see some of its recent flights down here. Let me change tabs. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to come anywhere out here to the United States or even the West Coast. If we look at this, yeah, we probably won't see this plane, and if we do, it'll be a miracle. So how did you find this
a
one,
lot
Sal?
of Caribbean.
How did you find this one? How'd you know about it?
I just looked at the Pacific Ocean. The Atlantic, and just started clicking.
I just found it.
I just started clicking. Like, yeah.
Yep. All right. Well, let's.
If you can find that, you should be able to find that Malaysian airplane then.
Imagine.
Bad joke.
All right. Well, here's my never-ending search for Freedom One. And where is it right now? It's in Washington, D.C. It'll be in Oakland and Long Beach tomorrow, but that does me no good. First of all, I'm working. Second of all, I can't get to Long Beach, and I sure as heck ain't going to Oakland. I'll tell you that much. Well, the pursuit of Freedom One continues. Dang. I could just never catch a break with this plane.
Steve,
never catch a break. What a bummer.
If we got a second, back in the chat earlier. Oh, sorry. Greg had asked, could I show this model that's behind me? Steve froze up.
Yep, he's frozen.
Frozen?
I hope I get.
Are you with us?
And my internet might be active.
Steve Gonzales. Hello,
Okay.
hello.
Hello. No.
Hello. There you are.
There you are.
I think it's my internet or my computer here. It's not as good as at work. But we were able to do a show.
I think MJ wanted to show a model.
Yeah, Greg asked what this model was behind me, and this is an man. I'm always backwards looking at the screen. This is an A300 600.
Nice.
Was given to me for actually some photography work I did for the company in the hangar. There are a bunch of pictures that are hanging on the walls in the hangar with the ER hangar and the AR hangar. Anyway, yeah, that's what this is, Greg. A300 600.
There we go.
There we go. So that's what that is. Pretty nice model. So hanging out here.
Wow.
But we have an issue. We've lost part of our vertical stabilizing system, or excuse me, horizontal stabilizing system. So we're gonna have to order a new stab. But that's what that is.
Wow, that's a nice plane.
We get the FedEx A300s out here at San Jose, like on a daily basis.
Yeah.
We're not getting rid of those anytime soon. We've parked a couple for some maintenance issues, but they're the A300s will be around for a while.
That's awesome.
Be around for a while.
Here.
Nice, pretty good.
Still getting the job done, huh?
Still getting the job done, exactly. Still getting the job done.
Let's see what is right here. After in the A300 FedEx, that aborted takeoff video I have. Okay. Send me the link to that one. Can you email me the link to that video and we'll show it in an upcoming show. That'd be interesting to see. Yep. Well, all right, my friends, we had a nice show today. I was really excited about having MJ with us, and it was cool having that video from Mr. Mars Avenue, and such a fun show today. And MJ, thank you so much for joining us again. And
hey, thank you for having me. I enjoyed it. Of
course, we love having you on the show, and we always have that open invitation and invite, and we'll have you on again in the future. And you can share more of your incredible work with us.
Appreciate it.
That'd be awesome. Well, Michael had to leave, but Sal, thank you so much. Nancy L., our mods, thank you so much. And most of all, thank you to the viewers that are with us, and hope you all enjoyed the show today. Our next show will be in 2 weeks on Saturday, the 21st of December. well, I don't want to say unfortunately, but I'll be working next weekend, so can't do a show if I'm working. The day job is what pays for me to do this show. So anyways, thank you all so much, and hope you guys have a great week, and we will see you back here in a couple weeks, and thank you very much. Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye, everybody.